What's going on, everybody? We're back in the garage again today. A little bit of a surprise for you. Last week you guys saw me put the Steeda rear sway bar on the Explorer. Today what we're going to do is install these two, the front and rear sway bar for the S550 Mustang on our ROUSH. The front and the rear. After you get the car jacked up and supported with jack stands, you're going to want to remove your rear tires, okay? That'll allow you access to what we need to do to remove everything when it comes to the sway bar. So what we're going to do is take you down here and you're going to see, we're going to remove this 10mm bolt that's right here that's holding the brake line on, okay? We're going to remove that bolt, and that way the brake line bracket can come off of that end piece right there. You know, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use a ratchet wrench on this 18mm nut right here for the link, the end link for the sway bar, and then also a 6mm Allen head ratchet socket piece. But I have this pass-through wrench ratchet that I'm going to use, and that's what I'm going to use. But the best thing to do, the easiest thing, is to find a ratchet wrench to use. So we're going to take this off here. It's on there pretty tight. There we go. It's coming off now. There we go. Just like that. And this is actually holding that bolt in right here with the 6mm Allen head while we're taking off that nut right there. Taking off that 10mm bracket allows you the space and the room you need. It needs to come off anyway, but it gives you enough space to be able to get this piece off as well. Okay, now once we're done with that, we're going to move to the underneath side of the car. This is the driver's side sway bar bracket that attaches it to the frame itself. We have to remove these two nuts with a 13mm either socket or ratchet wrench. With the ROUSH exhaust being as large as it is, you can see here, I'm going to have to use a ratchet wrench to get in there to remove these two 13mm nuts. So let's get started with that now. Okay, now once you get the brackets done and the end links done, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to feed the sway bar out through one side. Passenger side or driver's side, either way. But you're going to have to adjust it to where you can get it out like that. And out it comes, just like that. Okay, to prepare the new Steeda sway bar, what we're going to do is we're going to take the bushing that comes with the kit right here. You're going to use this formula grease right here. You're going to put it all inside of the bushing. All inside of the bushing right here. Like that. Move it around with your finger and get it all done up. Put some on the bracket itself right here. You can see. A little bit on the outside. Right there. Then we're going to take this bracket, and it comes apart. Take that bracket, and you're going to put it on the outside of the sway bar. Okay? So just open the bushing up and put it on the outside piece of the retaining washer right here. And then put the bracket over top of it. Just like that. Okay, now you can see here the difference in the Steeda sway bar on the bottom and the stock sway bar on the top. Quite a bit difference in the thickness. Of course, this one's adjustable, the stock piece is not, but you could tell a substantial size difference in the two right there. So very, very well made, and excited to get this on the car. Okay, now the way this is going to work is we're going to slide the sway bar into the car the exact same way the stock one came out. However, I'm going to remove these bracket pieces here, okay? That way we have less restriction whenever we're trying to feed this sway bar through there. So we're going to start exactly the same way the other one came out. Make sure the orientation's the same way. And we're going to put it up in through here. Just like this. Start that way. Like so. All right, now we're back underneath the car again, and what we're going to do is before we put our metal brackets on, we are going to add some more grease to where the bushing itself makes contact with the frame. You can see there's some pink grease there from the stock piece. We're just going to add a little bit more grease to the top of this bushing right here on both sides, and what that'll do is it'll stop any kind of squeaks that we'll get from this bushing against the frame where it is going to make contact. So when you get it on there, make sure you work it in real good with your fingers, move it around, get it to where it's there, and it's not going to make any squeaks whenever you put the rest of the brackets on. Then we're going to take our brackets, we'll slide them over our bushing on each side. Make sure we're not caught on any kind of brake lines over there by the wheel and where the brakes and everything makes contact with the sway bar. Make sure we're not caught on any of that stuff. We don't want to get caught on that and then have to re-bolt this up again once we get it all put in place. Okay, now what we're going to do here is we're going to take our bolts for our sway bar. We're going to put them right up in there. Just hand tight for now until we can get all the bolts in. You don't want to tighten them out down too tight right now. Just finger tight to make sure they all line up and none of the threads are twisted. Now once that's done, do the other side, then you can tighten it up. Okay, you can see there that I got the sway bar bracket put on, and I went ahead and put on the heat shields as well that was originally on the 2018s due to the hot exhaust here. So I went ahead and put those on both sides. The sway bar looks phenomenal. The way that it went in is very, very easy. There's the brackets that are in, and now let's go to the end links over here. And let's put the end links back on and choose our setting. Okay, now like most of you, I'm pretty sure everyone that I've seen, I'm going to use the center hole here on the adjustments. This one here is the most close to stock. As you get going tighter and tighter, they go back towards the back of the car. This right here is the tightest setting. I'm going to go in the middle. I don't have the front sway bar installed yet. I'm going to get that installed probably in the next week or so. So right now I'm going to go in the middle, and I may just end up leaving it there long term. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the original bolts for the end link right here. We're going to put that in that center hole. You can adjust. You can move the sway bar up and down as you need to get everything situated where you need it to go. Having a hard time getting this one in because of the springs there. There we go. Right there. So that's in the center hole. Now Steeda provides a bracket here for the brake line. It just goes right over top of that tie rod link, and then this goes over top of it like that. Use your original 10mm screw, and Steeda provides a nylon lock nut right here for the back. So just thread that through just like that and get your original tie rod bolt, or nut rather, and it's going to go right onto there. Now remember, you're going to use your 6mm socket or 6mm Allen head to hold that end link tight. Go back to our 18mm box wrench, ratchet wrench, or in this case my pass-through Craftsman tool ratchet that I love so much. As a Christmas gift or a birthday gift one year I got those, and I tell you, I really enjoy them. So we'll tighten this up here. All right, that's tight. Now what we're gonna do is tighten up our 10mm nut right there. Just like that. Our brake line is attached, our tie rod is attached to our sway bar. Moving on to the other side. So there we go, all done. Of course, you're never done until you put the decal on to show your work. But there is the sway bar installed. Complete. Wasn't too hard, very, very easily done. You see the springs. These are the Steeda IRS braces that I've already had installed. I had already put those on a week after getting the car or so. And you can see my jacking rails there that allows me to jack up the car from the center without any issue. I think eventually I'm going to get rid of that resonator there. I'm going to do a resonator delete. It's a surprise, one that most people don't actually use, but I've used it in the past and I really like. So that might be coming soon. Get rid of the resonator. I'm not going to go with an H-pipe or an X-pipe. It's something a little bit different. So anyway, that's coming soon. So there we go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, be sure to comment down below. Like this post or this video. Like the video and make sure that you subscribe. Hit that notification button so whenever I do more videos, you'll get notified, and we can continue this journey that we have here with doing these videos. So